Hello to everyone. My name is Muhammad Aiman bin Izzat Ullah Shah. Today, I would like to present my final year project proposal, which is water filtration using coconut shell. The content outlines for this presentation are project summary, introduction, problem statement, objective, literature review, methodology, and lastly, expected results. First thing first, I will talk about project summary. First of all, the shortage of water becoming one of the serious problems worldwide. Based on this problem, affordable and scalable freshwater and wastewater cleaning methods will lead to high demand. To come out with possible solution in order to counter this problem, coconut shell will be the main substances for water filtration. This project will show the ability of coconut shell itself as the filter media for purifying water and treating water. Next, I will move to introduction. According to study that is conducted by WHO, there are only 3% of fresh water that can be used for daily use, such as bath, drink and cooking. Next, there are 2 million people die each year from diarrhea disease. Diarrhea disease is caused by polluted water. This condition is only going to get worse at the current consumption rate. It shows that the water treatment is really important in order to supply fresh water to the habitat. So, the water treatment need to be concerned in order to counter this problem. For the problem statement, as we know, water shortage and the availability of clean drinking water sources are very serious concern in most developing and developed countries. The deterioration of water quality in developing countries, where an estimated billion people lack access to potable quality water. This statement is stated by WHO. Based on general health impact of river in Malaysia, the total availability of water significantly as the cost of treatment of contaminated water is too high, and in some cases, polluted water is not susceptible to consumption is reduced. Last but not least, the importance of water is crucial, but the most important thing is the quality of clean water itself. For this project, there are 3 objectives. For the first one, to examine the efficiency of coconut fiber in filtering water. Next, to determine the flow rate of water to get through coconut fiber. And the last one is to study the amount of coconut fiber for effectiveness of water filtration. Alright, we will go to literature review. According to my reading material, water is so important for living things and important for physical and biochemical metabolism. Moreover, more than 1 billion people live in arid regions that will face absolute water scarcity by 2025. Stated by De Malden and Barker in the article of Water Scarcity in the 21st Century. Next, based on Afroz R. N. Rahman on their article of Health Impact of River Water Pollution in Malaysia, the problem of water is becoming increasingly dangerous, with reports showing a downward trend year after year. In the Journal of Drinking Contaminated Water, in the Journal of Drinking Contaminated Water can lead to waterborne disease such as cholera, hepatitis, and diarrhea. Then, in order to counter this problem, we will use the coconut shell as the most favorable renewable sources that claimed by P. Shankar. Coconut shell represents one of the newest and most promising options for activated carbon block filters. Next, I will talk about methodology. In order to conduct this project, the selection of material are really important. The first material that is selected is gravel. Gravel base is a base that really compact so that it can prevent contaminants, but water can get through it. The second material is river sand. Sand is used for the removal of suspended matter. The wastewater flows vertically through a fine bed of sand. The third one is coconut shell. Coconut shells are a renewable resource made of high-grade carbon and are ideal for filtration due to their high percentage of micropores on their surface. There are nearly 50% more than coal, making it the most promising option for removing a wide variety of particles and pollutants. As you can see in the third figure, that is how the project will set up. The influent water will get through crushed coconut shell first, then will be going through river sand, and lastly will be going through the gravel base. The influent water will get through the 3 layers of different material, and that will make a clean water. This is the flowchart for this project. First, the problem statement and objective. Then, literature review that divided by 2, which is material selection and equipment preparation. Then, it will go to experimental and testing. After the experimental and testing is done, it will go through discussion and conclusion. And After that, it will go through documentation and validation. And that is how this project will end. To put an end to my presentation, I will talk about expected results. Effluent and influential samples were collected and then checked every 2 hours during filtration. Parameters including turbidity, absolute solid pH, BOD and COD, which is biochemical oxygen demand and chemical oxygen demand. Turbidity is a measuring of the degree to which the water loses its transparency due to the presence of suspended particulates. The pH is a measurement of how acidic or basic water is. Usually, the range goes from 10 to 14, with 7 being natural. The pH of most drinking water lies within the range between 6.5 to 8.5. The biochemical oxygen demand represents the amount of oxygen consumed by bacteria and other microorganisms while they decompose organic matter under aerobic conditions at a specified temperature. The chemical oxygen demand, COD, is the amount of oxygen consumed to chemically oxidize organic water contaminants to inorganic end products. The pH value of the sampled effluent varied in a decreasing order from 2 hours to 14 hours and started to increase. The coconut tap filter has consistently performed better than achieving a effluent of as low as 4.9 NTU. NTU is nephelometric turbidity unit. The percentage reduction in total solid, which is 93%, has been reported. So that's all for my presentation. I would like to thank to the panel and others that helping me to finish this proposal. Thank you. That's all from me.